Welcome to our podcast, Learn Biblical Greek, brought to you by Dr. William Stewart, the co-founder of Teleios. This captivating podcast teaches you biblical Greek through a verse-by-verse study of the book of Ephesians, interjecting Greek grammar, Greek word meanings, and vital theology concepts. Thanks for joining us on this exciting biblical journey. Your study will be more effective if you use the Greek text with the Bible word codes, either on the eSword download or Bible Hub website. These links are on our podcast website at www.teliosresearch.com.
Hi, I'm William Stewart, co-founder of Teleios. Welcome back to our podcast on learning biblical Greek. Glad you're here. Get that Greek Bible open. Look at the website and the links that are available, the tools, and read the disclaimer as well. So we are in chapter 2 of Ephesians, and we are diving into this great book which tells us so much about God, Christ, salvation, and the Christian walk. And also a great place to learn these things in the original language, the biblical Greek, Koine Greek, as the Holy Spirit gave to the apostles. But we're not just doing grammar, we're doing the words, the Greek words, and looking at the theology as well. So hopefully you're getting something out of this Bible knowledge-wise while you're being persistent in learning the Greek, which is so important. Verse 4 today, great verse. It's really, I think, one of the great transition verses in the epistles, those letters to the church from the apostles, from Romans to Revelation 3. I think it rivals the transition from Romans 3:18 to 3:19 in a similar verse, because we just covered from verses 1 to 3 our depraved state, full of sin before we became a Christian. And verse 4 says, so we know that this is a relative pronoun, or it can be an article, the masculine singular nominative, and that it is here, and then day. Now, day means but or and. It's a sort of mild contrast, but also, as Stephen Runge says, it tells the reader it's adding information, and as indeed this verse does. So it's very commonly used. It's important, and it's as opposed to kai, which is linking information under a similar category, similar thought. This is actually moving the argument onwards. It's postpositive, meaning it comes after the first verse of the phrase. Therefore, gar, for, are other common postpositives. So why is it postpositive? We just don't know. It's Greek and has a mind of its own oftentimes. Okay. Day, theos, this is the general word for God. As we know in Hebrew, there are many words for God. Head of the Godhead, in Greek, there's just this one, theos, and it typically refers to God the Father of the Trinity, though Christ is called God, theos, in the New Testament. Os tells you it's the nominative singular ending in the masculine. Plusios, this is an adjective, rich. You see it also matches the ending of theos. So again, it's nominative singular masculine. Plusios is a very general word, just meaning rich. In secular Greek, any situation, really. But in the Greek, or in the Koine Greek in the New Testament, it typically refers to the riches that come from salvation in the epistles. Own. This is the participle, the singular, the present active participle for to be. So being, nominative, singular, and masculine. So it's not often used. Participles for to be are not often used, but you do see this. So being, In, that is that very common preposition again, en, always translated in to my knowledge, but it's more flexible than the English in, meaning inside, at, on, by means of, always takes the dative. And then we get to this word Teleios, okay? A little bit tricky, as Greek words can be. The root word is E-L-E-E. Okay, so you add the I on, and the E doesn't contract. The E doesn't contract, and neither does the EI. So for the dative here, the add the I, it's just stuck on there. So L-E-E-I for in mercy. We know that en, the preposition, always takes the dative. Mercy as opposed to grace, Greek word charis, meaning unmerited favor. Mercy means taking pity on somebody who's miserable and assisting them. So slightly different inferences. God has had pity on us. So you see the transition. We see that man is given to sin in the first 3 verses, and now it's talking about a God who's rich in mercy. We'll cover the second half next time. Thanks for joining me today, and I think you'll want to join us for the rest of these verses. They're really great. Thanks be to God for such great salvation. I'll see you at the next video.